It's a well-regarded example of Tim Burton's style, home to my fourth favorite skeleton, and the inspiration for half of the clothesline at Hot Topic. My name is Tim, and today we're counting down 107 facts about The Nightmare Before Christmas. Let's get started. Number 1. Danny Elfman was the composer for The Nightmare Before Christmas. He is a longtime friend and frequent collaborator of Tim Burton's. He also created the main title theme for a little show called The Simpsons. Maybe you've heard of it because it's the freaking Simpsons! Number 2. Chris Sarandon was cast to play Jack Skellington. The actor is best known for his role as Prince Humperdinck in The Princess Bride. Number 3. It turned out that Sarandon couldn't sing, so Danny Elfman provided the singing voice for Jack Skellington. Number 4. Elfman also voiced Beryl and the clown with the tearaway face. Number 5. Zero's glowing nose is actually a tiny jack-o'-lantern. Number 6. Danny Elfman has said that writing songs for The Nightmare Before Christmas was one of the easiest jobs I've ever had. I had a lot in common with Jack Skellington. Number 7. In 2001, Walt Disney Pictures considered making a computer-animated sequel to The Nightmare Before Christmas. Tim Burton managed to talk them out of it. He said, "I was always very protective of The Nightmare Before Christmas, not to do sequels or things of that kind. You know, Jack Visits Thanksgiving World, or other kinds of things, just because I felt the movie had a purity to it and the people that like it, which is a very noble thing to keep in mind when Sora comes visiting in Kingdom Hearts 2. Number 8. The Nightmare Before Christmas is based on a 3-page poem of the same name, which was written by Burton while he was a Disney animator in the 1980s. He originally intended to adapt the poem into a television special narrated by Vincent Price, or a children's book. Instead, it has been adapted into the entire apparel line at Hot Topic. Number 9. Burton's poem draws inspiration from the holiday television specials such as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, as well as the poem A Visit from St. Nicholas. Number 10. Tim Burton was spurred to write the poem after seeing a store's Halloween merchandise display being taken down and replaced by a Christmas display. Seeing ghouls and goblins alongside Santa and his reindeer got his creative juices flowing. Number 11. According to Henry Selick, Vincent Price, Tim Burton's childhood idol, was originally cast to play the role of Santa Claus. Unfortunately, after Price's wife passed away, his own health began to suffer and his vocal performances were too weak to be used. They also had a sadness to them that made them unsuitable for Santa Claus. To Selick's great regret, they had to recast the role. Number 12. It took a team of 100 people around 3 years to complete the film. Number 13. 12 stop-motion frames were shot for each second of film. The final film was a total of 109,440 frames. Number 14. If you pay attention to the street band in the film, particularly when they're inside the town hall, you'll be able to notice a small man inside the base. The character is based on composer Danny Elfman. Number 15. The original introduction for the film was narrated by Patrick Stewart, but it was cut at the last minute for unknown reasons. He can still be heard on the film's soundtrack. Number 16. The 2008 special edition Blu-ray DVD release of the film includes a reading of the original poem that it's based on by Christopher Lee. The poem is accompanied with new animated visuals. Number 17. There's some back and forth debate on who has the right to call the film their own. Henry Selick was the director and spent more time on the set and production than Tim Burton, but Burton claims that he owns the story because it was all his idea. He wrote the original poem and most of the script. He designed the characters, and he served as the producer on the film. Number 18. Tim Burton wanted to direct The Nightmare Before Christmas, but was working on both Batman and Ed Wood and couldn't find the time. Number 19. Henry Selick has estimated that Burton was only present at a total of 8 to 10 days during the film's production. Number 20. There is a verse in the song This Is Halloween with the words "tender lumplings" everywhere. The line is referring to a song written by Danny Elfman for Oingo Boingo titled Tender Lumplings. Number 21. The most difficult shot to film in the entire movie was the one that has Jack reaching for the doorknob to Christmasland. Getting the reflection in the doorknob to look just right took a staggering degree of time and effort. Number 22. During the film's production, the crew came up with 2 inventions to assist them with animating. The first was a light alarm that warned animators if any stage lights failed to come on. The second was a system that enabled a stop-motion puppeteer to seamlessly replace a puppet mid-shot. Number 23. Dr. Finkelstein isn't listed by his name in the film's cast credits. Instead, he's included as evil scientist. Number 24. Tim Burton and Danny Elfman may be buddies, but that doesn't mean they're immune to creative differences. In fact, The ones they encountered while working on The Nightmare Before Christmas led to Burton selecting Howard Shore to compose for the film Ed Wood instead of Elfman. Number 25, the opening overhead shot of the trees in the forest and the shot of the bugs falling into Oogie Boogie's molten pit are the only two in the film that have been shot at 24 frames per second. Number 26, since 2001, Disneyland California and Disneyland Tokyo have had a seasonal overlay for the Haunted Mansion ride called Haunted Mansion Holiday in California and Haunted Mansion Holiday Nightmare in Tokyo. It combines the original ride with characters and elements from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Number 27, an instrumental version of Kidnap the Sandy Claus can be heard on the Haunted Mansion Holiday ride. Number 28, The Nightmare Before Christmas was originally going to be released under the Walt Disney Pictures banner, which can be seen in its teaser trailer, but was moved to the Touchstone Pictures label by the time its theatrical trailer was released. Michael Eisner, the CEO and chairman of the Walt Disney Company at the time, felt the film was too dark for kids. Number 29, when the film was re-released in October 2006, it was once again under the Walt Disney Pictures banner. Number 30, The Nightmare Before Christmas poem by Tim Burton only contained the characters Jack, Zero, and Santa. All other characters were original to the movie, with the exception of some children who had their names mentioned in the poem. Number 31, Sally's insides are composed of leaves. Number 32, the character Behemoth is based on the Swedish movie actor and wrestler Tor Johnson. I'm not sure how Tor Johnson feels about that. Number 33, a crossed out calculation on Jack's blackboard declares that 3 times pi squared multiplied by 12 equals a Santa hat. Number 34, some presents Jack delivers are references to earlier Tim Burton films. The snake toy resembles a sandworm from Beetlejuice. Number 35, the shrunken head toy is taken from the afterlife waiting room in Beetlejuice. Number 36, the cat toy resembles the mascot for Shrek's department store in Batman Returns. Number 37, the duck toy is similar to a vehicle driven by the penguin in Batman Returns. Number 38, the first home visited by Jack has what appears to be 2 commemorative Elvis Presley plates hanging on the wall in the living room. This is likely a pointer to the iconic singer's song, Blue Christmas, in which he croons, "I'll have a blue Christmas without you." Number 39, Jonathan Davis of Korn has created a metal cover of Kidnap the Sandy Claus. Number 40, each minute of The Nightmare Before Christmas took an entire week of filming. Number 41, there are around 60 different characters in the film, and each one has 3 or 4 duplicate puppets. Number 42, despite the crazy number of puppets, the film's sculpture department only consisted of 4 people. Number 43, Jack Skellington had over 400 different heads that were used during filming. Number 44, because her long hair prevented animators from swapping out her entire head, Sally had different masks for her various facial expressions instead. Number 45, there were 10 different faces for Sally, and each one had 11 different and unique expressions. Number 46, many of the film's sets required 20 to 30 lights to achieve its dramatic look. Number 47, the film's sets may have been miniatures, but when they were being lit, they were given the same treatment as full-sized movie sets. Number 48, Jack is available in the game Little Big Planet 2 as a DLC costume. Number 49, when Jack Skellington rides his sled on Christmas Eve, there's a full moon out. This fact can be used to narrow down which year the film takes place in. Possibilities include 1950, 1958, 1969, 1977, and 1988. Not all of these years had full moons, but they were close enough to count. Number 50, there were 13 animators working on the film. Number 51, the film utilized 8 different camera crews. Number 52, the set of Halloween Town was designed to break into smaller pieces because the whole thing was too large to fit in one space all at once. So even though the individual pieces were tiny, the actual set of Halloween Town was massive. Number 53, each puppet for the film contains an armature, which allows for flexible movement. Number 54, in order to animate Jack blinking, different wedges would be shoved into his eyes. His blinks were 3 frames long. Number 55, Greg Olson, the film's set designer, built a quarter-scale mock-up of Halloween Town that served as a model for the actual set. Number 56, the film's set had trapdoors that allowed animators to pop up and animate from below the structures. Number 57, if even a single frame had an issue, the film's crew would have to start over and re-photograph the entire scene. That would be like today if working on a CGI film, a shot had a messed up thing and your computer just caught fire. Number 58, the film required a total of 230 sets. Number 59, the 230 sets were set up in 19 different sound stages. Number 60, when working on the songs for the film, Danny Elfman wasn't given a script. Instead, Tim Burton would describe scenes to him and Elfman would take over from there. Number 61, the film's crew included over 100 specially trained camera operators, puppet makers, set builders, and prop makers. Number 62, The Nightmare Before Christmas almost got made back in 1982. Disney was considering developing the concept into a short film or 30-minute TV special, but decided it was too weird. Number 63, they ended up reviving the project once they saw the success of Tim Burton's Beetlejuice and Batman films. Number 64, Jack Skellington actually makes his first appearance in Beetlejuice. You can spot his head on Beetlejuice's carnival hat. Number 65, Tim Burton was friends with Henry Selick and was the one who hired him to direct the film. Number 66, The Nightmare Before Christmas was Selick's directorial debut. Number 67, after The Nightmare Before Christmas, Selick went on to direct two more well-known stop-motion films, James and the Giant Peach and Coraline. Number 68, the visual style of the film's sets was inspired by the ink illustrations of Ronald Searle and Edward Gorey. Number 69, in the film's original ending, Oogie Boogie was going to be Dr. Finkelstein in disguise. This was changed before the film began shooting. Number 70, The Nightmare Before Christmas was only moderately successful at the box office. It only earned $50 million for its first theatrical run. Number 71, re-releases have pushed its box office total up to around $75 million. Number 72, Disney planned on building a Nightmare Before Christmas ride at Disneyland, next to the It's a Small World ride. Tim Burton, who owns a portion of the rights to the film's characters, supposedly shot down the idea. Number 73, if you want some more Jack Skellington in your life, watch James and the Giant Peach. He makes a cameo as a pirate skeleton. Number 74, you can also spot his shadow in The Princess and the Frog. Number 75, and if you watch Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, he's been turned into the print on the Mad Hatter's bow tie. Number 76, the Pumpkin King can also be found on the yolk of an egg in Coraline. Number 77, in Burton's original designs for Jack Skellington, he wore an all-black suit. Selick is the one who added the white stripes to Jack's outfit. Number 78, on top of adding a fashionable twist to the character's clothes, the stripes also helped Jack stand out more against the film's other darker elements. In early camera tests, his black suit blended into Halloween Town a little too well. Number 79, animation and puppetry have a general rule that eyes are important to connect to viewers. Because of this, and also probably because missing eyeballs are a little terrifying, Disney insisted that Jack Skellington be given eyes, but Burton and Selick stood firm on their stance that he didn't need them. And they were right. I mean, not about the general principle, but they were right in this one decision. Eyes are actually really important. They're the windows to the soul. Number 80. Edward Ivory replaced Vincent Price as the voice of Santa Claus. He also replaced Patrick Stewart as the film's narrator. Number 81. Cut footage from the film revealed that creator Tim Burton was supposed to make a cameo. His decapitated head would have been used as a hockey puck by the ice-skating vampires instead of the jack-o'-lantern that appeared in the final version of the film. Number 82. They may have pulled their name off the film, but Disney still let Selick and Burton work a hidden Mickey into the movie. When Jack's presents are attacking, there's a flying stuffed animal that's meant to be a Burtonized Mickey Mouse. The girl it attacks is wearing a Mickey-patterned nightgown, and her brother has Donald Duck-patterned PJs. Number 83. Behemoth's previously mentioned resemblance to Tor Johnson was included as a reference to Ed Wood's Plan 9 from Outer Space. Tim Burton was working on a biopic about the filmmaker that was in pre-production at the time. Number 84. Tim Burton is known for repeated collaborations, and the cast of The Nightmare Before Christmas is no exception. He brought on Catherine O'Hara and Glenn Shaddix, who he had worked with on Beetlejuice, and Paul Rubens, who he knew from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Number 85. One deleted scene from the film would have featured Behemoth singing about pretty presents during making Christmas. Number 86. Another deleted scene had Oogie Boogie partying it up with the bugs that compose his innards. Number 87. Jack and Sally are both mentioned in the Blink-182 song I Miss You. The specific verse is, "The unsuspecting victim of darkness in the valley, we can live like Jack and Sally if we want." Number 88. The film's official soundtrack had an epilogue that wasn't included in the film. The epilogue reveals that many years later, Santa visited Jack in Halloween Town to find that the Pumpkin King had 4 or 5 skeleton children at hand. Sound like Jack and Sally sure got busy after the movie. Number 89, an early animation test made by Henry Selick had Jack voiced by the legendary voice actor Frank Welker. Number 90, Jack Skellington is the host of Disneyland's Halloween Screams fireworks show. Number 91, Amy Lee, the singer of Evanescence, has covered Sally's song. Number 92, the film's model artist would draw its designs with their non-dominant hands to help give it that unnerving kick. Number 93, the film's sets and costume designs were influenced by German Expressionism. Number 94, Caroline Thomas, the writer of the film's screenplay, has said that while Jack's dilemma gives The Nightmare Before Christmas its plot, Sally's gives it its heart. Number 95, Zero is definitely a ghost, but the movie seems to imply that he still needs to breathe. When he's shown sleeping in his basket, his chest moves up and down. Number 96, Oogie Boogie is meant to be one of the worst things you could get on Halloween, a sack full of bugs. Number 97, despite the fact that he's the antagonist of the film, Tim Burton does not consider Oogie Boogie to be evil. Number 98, Santa's Naughty or Nice list was fabricated by using two very thin sheets of paper to sandwich a piece of aluminum foil. This enabled animators to keep it still but flexible. Number 99, the world of The Nightmare Before Christmas was included in the Disney Square Enix game Kingdom Hearts. Number 100, the PlayStation game Medieval is based on the visual style of The Nightmare Before Christmas. Number 101, Tim Burton did have plans to make a second movie tied to The Nightmare Before Christmas, but decided it would spoil the magic of the first movie. Its title would have been The Unlucky Clover, presumably about St. Patrick's Day. Number 102, obvious fact runner-up, Jack's last name is, of course, a play on the word skeleton. Number 103, the Jack Skellington puppets created for the film were made out of clay. Number 104, it was originally planned for Sally to have trouble walking, but animators scrapped the idea because she came off looking like she was drunk. Number 105, Lock, Shock, and Barrel's names are derived from the saying lock, stock, and barrel. Number 106, the trio were meant to emulate how actual children their age act. And finally, number 107, Tim Burton has said that although the title makes the film sound a little scary, I see The Nightmare Before Christmas as a positive story, without any truly bad characters. The characters are trying to do something good and just get a little mixed up. Thanks for watching Cinematica. Make sure to subscribe for more about your favorite movies and TV shows. We have more 107 facts that you can click on right now, so go ahead and click on those.